You already know we had to do a stream. Big news today. It's only right. At this point in time, anytime there's a big story on the day, best believe at least fucking, you know, even if we got to get it in at midnight, we getting it in. So today, news came out. Terence Crawford was fucking arrested, or not really arrested, but he was briefly put in handcuffs upon arriving back to his hometown after the win over Canelo on September 13th. Literally pulled up to his hometown. They had a homecoming parade ready for him. He did the whole thing, the whole 9 yards. He also received a key to the city, a little custom made belt. We're going to watch all the videos. That same evening, technically, 1:30 a.m. the following day. So I guess you could call it early. What's today? Sunday. Early Sunday, early this morning. Although now it's fucking Monday, so we're getting all jacked up here. But early Sunday, okay, 1:30 a.m. after his homecoming parade, after receiving the key to the city, all right, this man gets pulled over for reckless driving. This is basically the Cliff Notes. I'll give you a brief summary real quick. Let me just give you the whole rundown of what we're going to review right now. This arrest happened. Terence held at gunpoint. The mayor has responded. I think who's the guy here? Yep, the police chief has responded as well, an official statement. But long story short, an investigation on the traffic stop has been opened. And so this is the Cliff Notes, and then we're going to read some of the statements. So Crawford held at gunpoint by Omaha Police Department last night on his birthday after he received the key to the city during a homecoming parade just hours earlier for his recent win over Canelo. Crawford was allegedly pulled over for reckless driving. Upon the traffic stop, the police officer allegedly identified a firearm on the driver's side floorboard. The officer then ordered all 4 passengers out of the vehicle at gunpoint for his safety, quote unquote. A member of Crawford's security team was allegedly also carrying a legal firearm. Police later confirmed all occupants are legally permitted to carry firearms. A police supervisor and lieutenant responded to the scene upon Crawford's request. Police Chief Todd Schmatterer has authorized an internal affairs investigation on the traffic stop. So, a few things to break down even from this Cliff Notes. Looks like when Terence got put in handcuffs after being held at gunpoint, he requested the police officer to bring in his supervisor. He didn't want to deal with him. So, Crawford eventually ended up dealing with the supervisor and the lieutenant instead of the man who actually held him at gunpoint briefly. For his safety, apparently. But, I mean, if Terence is reckless driving, okay, that warrants a traffic stop. Was he really? The details will come out. An investigation has unfolded. So we will know exactly how fast Terence was going. All the footage will probably be made public eventually. And we're going to see the body cam footage of the full arrest. So let's see, But upon the traffic stop, he saw a firearm on the driver's side floorboard. That's interesting. So Crawford just had the gun on the floor, on like where the gas pedal is and shit. I would have thought he would have tucked it away in, like, I don't know, maybe the side or something. Interesting spot. Anyway, Crawford's team was also packing heat, his security. One of them had a legal firearm. Apparently Crawford has his license to carry as well. So all legal. Does this happen to every person? This would be my main question to start this off. Because, obviously there's going to be the skin color thing, right? So I'm going to ask the question. Does every person get treated this way who has a license to carry? Is that protocol for police officers to pull out that pistol and start, dealing with you at gunpoint? with the caveat, I guess, of reckless driving as well. Because I know the officer is going to say, well, he was reckless driving, blah, 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 and use that as an excuse. But plain and simple, if a white guy gets pulled over for reckless driving, upon the traffic stop, officer identifies a firearm, does he immediately pull it out? Or does he ask for a license or something like that first off? That would be my question. Especially a public figure, maybe give him the benefit of the doubt, right? This is Terence Crawford. So, they always say, it's your own city that doesn't, that has problems with you. A lot of people have issues in their own city, in their hometown. Coming up, whatever the circumstances may be. I'm not talking about Terrence, but in some situations, there are people who get arrested. They have run-ins with the police when they're younger, in their early days. They make something of themselves, whatever it may be. UFC fighter, rapper, whatever you want to call it, right? Basketball player. You come back to your hometown, and it's one of two things. Sometimes it can be two of two things. You're a target from the people you came up with, right? Especially if you came up in the hood. You're a target for all of those people. They know you got the money. You're a walking lick. And number two, if you had trouble with the police, for whatever reasons, right, the police could have a vendetta against you as well. They want to take you down. Shout out Boosie. Hypnotized with hatred. You got to know it. But yeah, sometimes cops get hypnotized with hatred. They see this man on TV, right? I'll explain a little bit. Their kids be talking about Bud, right? The dad, you know what I mean? Whatever the case, he's the cop. But everybody talking about Bud, right? They start to hate it. So that's a theory. I'm not saying the cop did that shit. We're gonna find out though, if it was some malicious intent behind the arrest. Let's say Bud wasn't reckless driving. Let's see it. Let's see. Oh, and then here's the arrest footage.
Stepping out, seatbelt.
Step out.
Opening the door.
You can take
I'm
mine
opening
off
the door.
of me right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Step out.
Can I move my phone?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Stepping out,
Hands up.
seatbelt.
Step out.
Opening the door.
You can take
I'm
mine
opening
off
the door.
of me right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Step out.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro. That's what Terrence said to the cop.
Can I move my phone?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You can hear Terrence saying, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" when he starts putting the cuffs on him. It is not that deep, he said. Okay, so we're gonna get into Wanderlei, obviously, but here's what the police chief said, okay? So Mayor Ewing, Chief Schmatterer ordered review of traffic stop involving Terence Bud Crawford. Says Omaha Mayor John Ewing and Police Chief Todd Schmatterer are aware of a video circulating on social media regarding a traffic stop involving Terence Crawford early Sunday morning. Chief Schmatterer has authorized an internal affairs investigation. Shortly before 1:30 a.m., officers working in the downtown area observed a vehicle recklessly driving near North 12th and Capitol Avenue. A traffic stop was conducted at Cass Street. While speaking with the driver, an officer observed a firearm on the driver's side floorboard. For safety, all four occupants were ordered out of the vehicle at gunpoint. The driver was later identified as Mr. Crawford upon verification of his driver's license and was issued and was issued a citation for reckless driving. One passenger, a member of Mr. Crawford's security team, was also found to be carrying a legal firearm. Police have confirmed that all occupants are legally permitted to carry firearms. A police supervisor and lieutenant responded to the scene at Mr. Crawford's request. So, you have that. That's the response from Omaha Police Department. Okay, and then let me see. Let me just search Terence real quick. The mayor issued a statement. I just want to read that. Okay, so here's a statement from Mayor John Ewing. My statement on Bud Crawford traffic stop. I learned Omaha police pulled over Terence Bud Crawford on a traffic stop downtown early this morning. After learning of this, I spoke personally to Bud Crawford. I acknowledged the seriousness of what occurred and how trust between law enforcement and our community is important and shows the need to be continuously vigilant about building relationships. Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmatterer has pledged an internal investigation, which I support and want to be full and thorough. We will gather all the facts and transparent with the public about our findings. Understand that my heart dropped in learning of this end to an otherwise wonderful day and evening celebrating our city's world boxing champion. We held a great parade and great event at Heartland of America Park. The evening birthday party at Steelhouse, which I and members of my team attended, was a showing of joy and pride. Omaha needs to remember this important day as a good one while we seek answers to how it ended. Meanwhile, we must ensure that every resident, no matter who they are, feels safe and respected in Omaha. Interesting statement. But at least he seems to be caring about Bud, you know what I mean? Got a lot of respect for him. Doesn't want it to be this type of thing where it's Bud versus the cops and this whole vendetta going on. So I think he's trying to pour some water on the fire here. But he's also being genuine, saying like, you know, we're proud of Bud, we love Bud, you know, it was a good day. Don't let, you know, a little mistake or whatever we're about to find out, whatever happened towards the end of the night, ruin what was, you know, a good day. To celebrate his accomplishment. Let me see. Let's check out if there's any other info. Nope, that's about it. So that's the Terence Crawford traffic stop situation today. Hopefully Terence wasn't up to some bullshit, you know, because you can't make excuses. But if it was a bullshit arrest on the cops' end, you can't make excuses there either. So hopefully, I don't know, let's just see. Let's just see. But the allegations say that Terence was up to some bullshit, but you can't really trust the police, you know, and their word on shit. We all know that. So I'm going to wait till the footage comes out, and I'll be the judge of it myself. But again, I ask the question, Is that protocol? Do you gotta up the strap on everybody who's got a legal license to carry? I don't know how that whole thing works, but my gut tells me no. My gut tells me if somebody got a legal license to carry a firearm and they got it on them, I don't think that the cop naturally just ups the strap. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It could be protocol. And I wouldn't fault that either. Okay, so a lot's been happening with this Wanderlei Silva situation. But, I mean, is there a translation anywhere? So we're gonna read this article because it's there's some videos that I can show you, but it's best if we read this first because it's translated already. So, Wanderlei Silva was hospitalized after being brutally knocked out in a post-match brawl in Sao Paulo, Brazil, moments after being disqualified for several illegal shots during his exhibition match with Acelino Freitas at Spaten Fight Night 2. I guess they call him Popo. So we're going to be calling Acelino Freitas Popo. Silva's cornerman Fabricio Verdum released a statement on social media in which he revealed Silva had to be stitched up and claims that Silva fractured his nose when a man punched him out cold during the brawl. That man has been identified as Freitas' son, Rafael. So yeah, Popo's son knocked his ass out. Acelino, a former WBA and WBO champion, criticized members of Silva's crew for the incident, namely Verdum and Andre Dida. So here's what Freitas said in a video on his social media. Senior. Or he's not even a senior, but the dad, you know what I'm saying? When the fight ended, the referee disqualified Wanderlei for the 3 headbutts he hit me. And his... What the hell? When the fight ended, the referee disqualified Wanderlei for the 3 headbutts he hit me. And his coach went after me and punched me. He really hurt me. Wanderlei, the fight was between you and me and had nothing to do with the team. If you headbutted me, cool, I don't care. But unfortunately, Verdum cowardly entered the ring with your son, Thor Silva, and went all over everybody. And I saw that someone also punched you. We tried delivering you a perfect show, and I ended up beat by his coach out of nowhere, man. Another guy tried to rear naked choke me, almost chokes me out. I'd like to apologize to Ambev and Spaten, but I'm telling you, we had no fault. Cowardly, it was his team, and I don't know why they put Verdum in this event. This guy only does shit in other people's events. Verdum, to be ashamed. If I were you, I'd be ashamed. There's video of you all over me trying to hit me. Damn. So Verdum responded to this and says, the images don't lie. Everybody saw what happened. We were in there, Dita, Thor, and I, and we entered the ring when it was all over and Wanderlei was disqualified. And a lot of people entered from Popo's side. I think it was 20 of them, and only me, Wanderlei, Thor, and Dita. And we were reacting to their attacks, you know? They started screaming and coming at us, and we were in 4. And it was so evil for that guy to punch Wanderlei. He punched the back of the head of Wanderlei. I don't know if it landed clean, but it could have been something very serious. Wanderlei is here in the hospital now getting stitched up. It broke Wanderlei's nose because he was very mean. Wanderlei had his gloves on, tired from the fight. Interesting that Verdum says that the dude punched Wanderlei in the back of the head. Unless he did that prior to landing that fucking left hook that broke his nose. But you can't hit someone in the back of the head and break their nose. Now, we have to go back and look. These guys are making these statements. Luckily, there's video to just rewatch it. The interesting thing about this is that this is how it went down. Wanderlei got disqualified. Dita was fine. You know, Dita was celebrating. Not Dita, sorry. Freitas was celebrating. His corner came in and started barking at Verdum. Not Verdum. at Silva and his cornerman, Verdum and the guys. And then something popped off. We got to go back and review the footage and see who popped it off. But that'll be interesting to see who popped it off. Globo reported that Silva was released from hospital after undergoing physical exams for approximately 4 hours. The Brazilian national boxing council did not respond to a request for comment. Spat Fight Night released a statement on its social media page. We believe that sportsmanship and respect to the rules must always prevail. We reprove the events that happened after the end of the last match. It doesn't represent these principles. We will continue to work to support and elevate the values of the sport and martial arts. Silva's original opponent, Vitor Belfort, who withdrew from the match after suffering concussions in training and was in attendance Saturday night, was called out by Freitas after the melee. The Phenom put most of the blame on Silva's shoulders. Okay? Like most people have been doing. What makes me sad is that reveals who they always were, Belfort said on a video posted on his social media. You literally destroyed something we built over years. Martial arts is respect, brother. You were fighting a great boxer. You shouldn't even be in this ring with him. He stepped in on short notice and you do something like that. Popo, I want to congratulate you. The patience you had during those rounds, but it's sad to see some people admire that crap. I saw people ringside screaming, shouting, guys, this is a sport. When you lose, and when you win, you win. But what makes me sad is the entire country of Brazil has seen this embarrassment. Wanderlei, you need to ask for forgiveness, brother, because what you did is not right. Damn. Yeah, this has been blowing up right now. Blowing up. You see all the bookmarks I got here. I mean, let's go through the bookmarks. Wanderlei Silva recorded a story with a burst eye and broken nose after a boxing match that turned into a street fight. He will undergo new exams because he feels pain in his head. Look at the damage on his face. He took a bomb from Popo's son in the middle of the beatdown. It's among the worst knockouts he's ever suffered.
Ontem eu fiz os exames, mas como eu tô com muita dor de cabeça.
If I go on Instagram, I wonder if it can get translated. Let me see.
Cheguei em Curitiba, olha como tá meu olho. Estou aqui muito bem acompanhado com a minha doutora. Realmente fui muito bem amparado, né, pelo evento. Me levaram pro hospital ontem, eu fiz os exames. Mas como eu tô com muita dor de cabeça, eu vou realizar novos exames aqui em Curitiba para poder identificar se eu tive alguma lesão mais grave na cabeça ou não. Vou consultar também um oftalmo, porque não estou conseguindo abrir o olho, né? E esse foi o estrago causado ontem, olha aí. Essa semana aí eu vou fazer os exames e eu trago mais notícias. Obrigado, pessoal, pela torcida, obrigado por todas as mensagens. Realmente vocês são maravilhosos. É muito bom poder contar com os amigos nessas horas, tá? Valeu, pessoal. Isso aí, pessoal. Olho. Mas como eu tô com muita dor de cabeça, eu vou realizar novos exames aqui em Curitiba para poder identificar se eu tive alguma lesão mais grave na cabeça ou não. E esse foi o estrago causado ontem, olha aí.
Generalizada, aí não. As duas equipes acabaram aí, não. Não é esse exemplo que a gente quer passar. Não é esse exemplo que ele queria estar vivendo. Não é esse o exemplo que os atletas...
Obrigado, pessoal, pela torcida. Obrigado por todas as mensagens. Realmente vocês são maravilhosos. É muito bom poder contar com os amigos nessas horas, tá?
These guys are so thirsty for attention. Look at him just clout chasing off of this. Crazy. I don't care what anyone says. Look, 3 fucking videos.
Vai apanhar todo mundo. Quando apanha um no corner, apanha todo mundo. Quando apanha um em cima do ringue, apanha todo mundo.
O time do Popó invadiu o ringue depois do resultado e eles vieram pra cima da gente, eles vieram dando de dedo na gente.
Minha equipe, o pessoal são todos respeitosos, tudo aqui. Não teve nada de falta de...
Yesterday, so this is his official statement. Yesterday in my fight against Popo, I received a few warnings during the fight, and in the 4th round I ended up getting DQ'd. There was widespread confusion in the ring afterwards. At that moment, while I was just trying to protect my son and calm the situation, I was cowardly attacked, leading me to need medical attention. I want to reassure everyone I'm fine and still being monitored. I want to thank immensely the organization of the event, especially the Spartan team, for their prompt service, care, and attention to us. I still want to express my gratitude to the fans and my team for their dedication, and especially to the audience who were present and accompanied this moment. My story has always been one of struggle, discipline, and surrender, and this is how I will continue. Alright, buddy. Look at you looking sorry in there. Head button. This is the man right here. Popo's son. Knocked his ass out. He spoke out and he said, when I realized it, that generalized chaos had started, initiated by Wanderlei's team, his son, trainer, Andre Dida, and Verdum. When I saw all of them attacking my father and my brothers, I stepped in for self-defense. In the heat of that moment, I only thought about defending myself and defending my family. I want to apologize to Wanderlei and to his entire family for everything he did for the sport as well, and to say that it was not my intention. So, he's covering his ass now. Doesn't want to get a lawsuit. Oof. Free Bud. Free Bud. Free Bud, Jew. Let's see what happens with that whole thing. We'll find out real soon if the cop was being out of pocket. So, I don't know. It says Shogun said that everything is fine with Wanderlei's health status according to Verdum. Wanderlei broke his nose. So I don't know. I can't read x-rays, so I don't know if that means broken nose or not. Yeah, they keep thanking people for the support they're receiving on social media. Get the fuck out of here. So here's what he said in this video, I guess, where he looks like this. Bro's milking this shit. He goes, as everyone saw in the footage, Popo's team invaded the ring after the result and came at us. They came pointing fingers, cursing, just like they'd been doing all week. At no point did I assault anyone. I was just there trying to separate them. Suddenly, I took a punch to the back of the neck, then another one to the eye. I was cowardly attacked. As you see, my eye is still bleeding. I've got a terrible headache. I thought it was a really sad move. All this shit getting millions of views. 986K.
A partir de agora, Vande e Popó. Popó e Vande. Vamos para a última atração. Já é recebido ali com os contragolpes o Vande. Já no primeiro assalto dos 8. Tem que tomar cuidado com a cabeça, né? A cabeçada. O Popó é mais veloz. Já vem com direto e direita. Aí o Vande já se encosta ali nas cordas. Vai tentando chamar o Popó. Popó bate. Vem a caça o Popó. Vai tentando de acertar esse golpe derradeiro. Fecha ali a guarda. Vem na linha de cintura. Ele vai buscando a aproximação aos poucos. Joga ali o direto no vento. Aí o bom jab do Wanderlei. Vai sendo encurralado. E são 2 golpes do Popó. E vamos lá para o segundo assalto. Fica mais plantado, né? Mas tenta tomar iniciativa também com os jabs. Aí o Popó entra no raio de ação novamente. Recebe o Wanderlei com o cruzado. Dá um confere ali para saber como é que tá a condição mental do Vande. 1 minuto e 30. O Vande já sobe ali a guarda. Tem o golpe ali por cima. Sequência. O cruzado de direita do Popó. Posicionamento físico mantido é importante. A mão esquerda toca por fora. Wanderlei já entendeu o tamanho do problema, né? Mas é luta, meus amigos e amigas. O contragolpe. Passa ali o golpe de esquerda. Cruzado de direita. O Vande bate nas cordas. Tenta o golpe. Se abre. Outra vez o cruzado de direita do Popó. Vem.
That wasn't bad from Wanderlei. He threw a knee there. And I guess a headbutt too. Popo selling that one. That wasn't much. The knee is more. Wanderlei got paid to be a punching bag. Damn. Was that a push or a real knockdown? Pushed him. That was a decent fight. Ignoring the ref though. Point taken. This is the disqualifying headbutt right there. Egregious. That was dirty as fuck. That was dirty as fuck. Oh, I didn't know they continued after that. I thought that was the one that ended it. Let's see which headbutt ends it. I think a similar one got him DQ'd. He throws like the same exact headbutt. This guy's pissed. Another headbutt. So he just got a point. Oh, the fight's over. What's the headbutt that did it? That was it? I guess it was repeated headbutts, but still. That ended it. And previously, he had gotten a point taken for ignoring the ref, basically punching him too, when he was trying to separate them. What up, Andrew? This guy's stoked on the win. Look, now they come in. They're beefing. Who throws the first punch? Popo pushes his team back, and that dude throws the first punch. This dude threw the first punch. Okay, look. Popo pushing his team back, and this dude throws the first punch. Now, I want you guys to see this too real quick. If we can see it, if it's not cut off. Verdum goes for peace too. Look, Silva goes to his corner, right? Popo pushes his corner back. Verdum signals peace. Peace. Verdum signals peace. This dude sparks it all off. He throws the first punch. They're right. This dude threw the first punch right here. Got his boy Wanderlei knocked out cold. Dragged across the canvas by Popo's son. Boom. He threw the first. And then he goes in attacking like that. And now Verdum fucking follows. That was some bullshit. What a melee. What a melee. Verdum crashed out a little bit. Crazy. Bro, Popo was just getting choked. Do you see that? Look at him getting choked. What the hell's going on? Wanderlei's team acted crazy, man. They popped it off. They came in overweight. They got disqualified. They're the ones assaulting people. And Popo's son just got the best of all of it. Popo's son. Oh, Popo hit him in the back of the head there. Popo's son. Oh, look at this angle. That's a great angle. That's a great angle. Wow. Oh my. We just got the best angle of the night. Look at him getting dragged. Boom. Popo clocks his ass. Let's watch that again. That early part, I never saw how Popo's son punched him in the back of the head. Now I saw. And wait, let's see the guy who pops it off. Look. He pops it off. This man. This man pops off the melee. Let's see who throws the first punch. See, he kind of shoved. He entered and touched first. That's all you got to go off of. See, he touched. He crossed that barrier. And he shoved him back, and then the melee ensued. Popo's son. Boom. Boom. He was on Wanderlei. So much going on. Ooh, clocked his ass. What an angle. I just be bookmarking all this shit because I know where it's gonna be. I could just review it on here later. So here's Verdum. We read all the statements. These are just like the Portuguese versions. And so here's Freitas apologizing and apparently calling out Vitor Belfort to be his next opponent in MMA. So he's going to come over to MMA now. Interesting. Yeah, Wanderlei came in 40 pounds overweight, 44. And then this is just a bookmark I've been meaning to get to. Okay, so a lot of fans are thinking David Benavidez is back on coke. Is he back on coke? Before we watch the whole thing, I watched this in the past, and I was like, so when I first watched this, I wasn't hip to people thinking he was on blow, but I was looking at his eyes, and I was like, damn, he's got them crazy eyes going right now. And then I read some of the comments, and people are saying like, check out how much he's touching his nose, and then on top of that with the eyes, I guess because he lives in Florida and shit, they think he's back on blow. So peep it. Tell me if you think David Benavidez is back on blow.
You've seen our RD, but he would do this every single day. Yeah. And we're following in his footsteps.
little bit right there.
The grip and neck is a must.
Look
We
right
have to
there.
make sure that we get the grip and neck, and not just like flexion extension, also the rotation for hooks. So yeah, you go here, or what is it being the hooks? You gotta make sure every side is straight.
Look at the eyes.
You can-
They're like dilated too. Yeah. And he's opening them super wide.
Like the only other person I've seen do
I'm gonna
this
count how many
was
times he wipes his nose. That was
You already know
one,
how hard he hits.
Yeah.
two.
You've seen how hard he hits. But he would do this every single day.
Yeah.
And
Three.
we're following in his footsteps.
4.
The grip and neck is a must. We have to make sure that we get the grip and neck, and not just like flexion extension, also the rotation for hooks. So yeah, you go here, or what is it being the hooks? You gotta make sure every side is straight. As you can.
Four.
The only other person I've seen.
4 nose wipes. So you guys, look how I paused it. Look at Benavidez, my guy. Great boxer. I'm thinking a little bit. Could it have to do with him trying to like stay lean, stay on low weight? Because he's dropping back down. Word on the street, Benavidez dropping back down. He's leaving super middleweight. Yeah, Benavidez dropping back down, so that could be, you know, pause or cause for pause. Here's the comments. The secret. He on that white powder mane, the eyes don't lie, his facial expressions. Eye of the tiger. Been hanging out with ODH. Damn, he back on that shit. Shaking my head. Scante Warrior. LMAO. Why are his eyes like that? Don't appreciate all the judging and gossip. Instead, talk about the man. Pray for him. He on that same shit Oscar on. I mean, there's probably a bunch of quotes. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. David, I order you to get drug tested due to your affiliation with the Mexican cartel. Fans and media are suspecting David on a little snow. He for show tweaking off something. Yo, why he let them record this? What the fuck? Face of boxing. He on that good shit. Been doing lines again. Yeah, so Benavidez back on the blow, I guess. That's the rumor. Word on the street. He got to get off that shit, though, for real. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's going to shorten your career. Please get off that blow, David. And you don't even got to cut so much weight, bro. You can compete, you know, in that weight class with Terence and shit like that. It's crazy that you don't want the smoke with Terence. That's wild to me. Actually. leaving the weight class now. Yeah, this was gold. I can't play the sound because it'll get copyrighted, but Tom Nolan was chirping at Joe Schilling after his win because Schilling was saying he didn't have a chin. Rightfully so. Check out this correspondence footage.
Seis segundos.
Caralho, tem 10 segundos. De verdade, não é pressão. Mas eu não aceito você perder essa luta, velho. Eu não aceito, velho. Não aceito.
He says, I'm not losing this fight. I just won't. I like Pereira's style in this. I think this is telling of how he's going to fight, you know, on Saturday. Interesting. He's still sparring. He's staying ready, though, staying locked in. Not cutting too much weight, right? Although he always cuts a decent amount of weight. But hopefully he's not weight drained like he was at 185 with the compromised chin. It looks like he's bringing the fight to Magomed this time, not backing up. He's working on that heavily, just going forward. And potentially, you know, knock him out or get knocked out or fucking 5-round war. But I'm telling you, it's going to be one of those three. There's no way if this goes to a decision with how I'm seeing Paris sparring right now, it's going to be a lackadaisical, methodical fight. It might turn into that. But at first, these boys are going to test each other's mettle from the get-go. Pereira loves a good rematch now. Used to him. Knows how they work. So, good shit. Oh my gosh, that's a crazy tweet right there. That's a crazy tweet. Oh my gosh. That's an insane tweet. Boom. Dana White went on 60 Minutes. Before we move on to that, maybe we can just tap in here and look at what's going on. Oh yeah, this would be great.
In the White House, Leon, I will beat the fucking dog.
But it's like, dude, calling out for the White House next year, we can't entertain this shit right now. Dana talking about fighter pay. Fighter pay is gonna be good. That's his response to if fighter pay will increase. Apparently, Dana White and Zuffa Boxing are signing a deal with Paramount as well. Apparently that'll be announced tomorrow. Dana on free speech. Quite the news day. This girl, this fucking girl, get her away from Alex. Why is she next to Alex right I can't believe he danced. I saw another video where they cut it off when Alex danced. I can't believe he danced. He is Brazilian though. Get her the fuck away from him, dude. I'm so sick of this shit.
I'm negotiating with the United States of America on behalf of Ireland for this fight. So it's a peculiar one. But Trump and the administration have been fully supportive and backing, and I cannot wait.
Connor says he's negotiating with the United States of America. Super interesting. I have no idea what he means. I don't think he's talking about contracts as far as how much the UFC is or the White House is paying him. I think he's talking about some other shit, like getting into the country or something. I don't know. Hate talking about this White House shit though so far out. Absolutely hate it. Should we check this out real quick?
Hold up.
Super random, but I just feel like putting it out there. This interview is taking place at the UFC PI. Dana just recently had an interview with Logan Paul drop, and apparently that was at Dana's office too. So, bro, Dana's boss man. Like these days, like you come to him, or you don't get the content. But Dana ain't going to you, bro. He the boss man. I mean, first off, nobody's worried about the masculinity in the sport. I mean, let's fucking get real, bro. In fact, it's too much feminineness with Nina fucking drama and all this promotion of Ronda Rousey's dumbass return and trying to make Kayla Harrison a star. I mean, I've had enough of it already. It's already too much. Now, Dana's saying the demographic 18-year-olds to 24-year-olds. Interesting. I could show you my demographic on Instagram, but I don't think you guys care to wait for that. But he's right. It is a younger demographic. The older demographic doesn't follow as much. My demographic is very similar. Barely any females.
What's that mean?
Bro, what the fuck is this shit? They try to tear us down, boys. They try to tear us the fuck down. They try to tear us down, make us feel shame for being us, boys. No, you can't be too fucking masculine. What the hell are you talking about? They say that shit to get you fucking dancing, shaking your booty on TikTok and shit like that. Get the fuck out of here. Pick up your nuts and be a man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Dana for clapping back there.